Thank you so much, Megan. Next we have Dr. Tess Crawley. Tess Crawley has over 20 years experience as a psychologist. She began her private practice as a sole trader in 2003, eventually building a successful group practice, the Crawley Clinic, with offices in Hobart, Launceston and Melbourne. Tessa's recruitment focus for the Crawley Clinic has been to employ mental health clinicians from all professions, which has led to a diverse team with a rich team culture. Tess has been a trainer in Medicare's Better Access since its inception in 2007 and has been a widely sought after private practice business coach since 2017. She has supported many practice owners to thrive despite the isolation and financial responsibility that private practice entails. Tessa's latest project is The Vault, a service exclusively for mental health professionals. The Vault provides a variety of confidential services including therapy, supervision and training, business coaching and marketing support services. Please welcome Tess.
Oh my goodness me, who is this Tess Crawley? Is this microphone's working? Thank you guys. I'm going to wander because I just can't stand still. And I probably need to find a little doovalaki, don't I? Thank you for the introduction. I will say that was written last year and the Vault hasn't launched yet, but it's on my agenda of many shiny objects. I want to thank first and foremost the traditional owners of Meanjin where we are today for having us, welcoming us, and the long history that they bring to this land. I want to thank the people, the Palawa people of Utruita, Tasmania, where I am from, and for putting up with now 9 generations of my mob. And I acknowledge, I guess, the privilege that brings me here despite the history of where I come from. Having said all that, I really want to thank the AAPi. Oh my fucking God, pardon the language. What a conference. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been just so great to be in a building with people with legs. And not having to remind people that they're on mute has actually been a blessing. So thank you all for coming. I probably should talk about private practice. Now, the first thing I'm going to say to you is just hold on to your hats. Your bladders, in my case, 2 buckets of green tea was not necessarily a great idea before speaking. I'm going to talk some truths and I'm going to give you some tough love, and I want you to know that it does come from a place of love, and I don't make this shit up. Okay, I've worked with private practice owners all over Australia, and I'm going to say that the smartest private practice owners I've worked with are the ones that came to work with me before opening their doors. And there is one right over there, Denise Brew, I'm looking at you, congratulations for being a legend. There is one I'm working with right now who has not opened her doors. Why is she working with me? Number one, these are people who know that sometimes there are people who've walked a trail before you, they've made all the mistakes so you don't have to. That's a really good reason, working with a business coach. I guess my take on it, we all have some baggage that we bring, not just to being mental health professionals, but that we also bring to being business owners. I grew up at the feet of my grandmother, who was Tasmania's first personnel consultant. She represented Australia at international conferences. She almost went broke before my very eyes. And she's now 95, and we still have wild and great conversations about business. That's the legacy I bring to my business ownership. I watched how she worked with her team. I watched the respect she generated in her community. I watched her passion for what she did. And I know that all of you, put your hand up if you're in private practice or thinking about being in private practice. I know you bring that passion too. And I want you to have that legacy when you're 95, that your grandchildren are standing on a stage talking about. Okay. So the biggest issue that private practice owners face is mindset. And we're going to not talk about mindset, we're not going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about the things that trigger mindset barriers in you. So we're going to talk about money a little bit. We're going to talk about social media a little bit. And we're going to talk about time management a little bit. I like talking about money nil. I've always had admin support because I cannot be trusted to talk to clients about money. My coaching clients, if they're booking in with me for an individual session, they will book and pay at the time of booking because I can't be trusted to talk to them about money. I am a wimp when it comes to talking about money. So when I talk about time management, I'm also saying what can you delegate that isn't your strong suit? Because we all have them. These little areas that trip us up and make us less successful than we can be. Now put your hand up again if you're in private practice. You're a business owner.
Woo!
Okay? You own a business and you need to start thinking about that right now if you haven't already. You're not running a charity. Okay? You are not a not-for-profit, unless you are, but then you should be paying yourself a salary. Okay? You should be paying yourself a salary anyway. We'll get on to that. Supportive fee structure. So supportive fee structure is the crux of a successful business. So we're going to stop talking about private practice, we're going to talk about successful business. Because your fees are already discounted. Does anybody here know where the recommended fee for our industry, or how it was devised? Do they know what it's made up of? Or was it plucked out of the air? Oh, Noni does, because she's heard this story from me before. Thanks, Noni. Okay, so another representative body ran a workshop that I was present at and talked about the recommended fee being comprised of two key elements: what it costs to run your business and pay yourself a competitive salary. So your fee is already discounted if you're charging less than the recommended rate. You're already offering a discount, you're already losing out on what you could be successfully running a sustainable, financially viable private practice and paying yourself a competitive salary. Now, this is not to say that I'm advocating everybody charge the APS rate or the AAPi rate or any AASW rate for social workers. I'm just saying your fees are already discounted, so stop doing yourself a disservice by discounting them any more than you are. Is anybody charging $200 or more per session? Legends! Okay, thank you very much. Because if you're charging less than $200 a session, you are below market common ground. So if you're in that zone, if you're charging less than $200 a session and you're worried about people being able to afford you, remember, you're running a business, you're not a charity, you're not a government health department, you can't fill all the gaps of all of the need in society. It's not your job to do that. And there are more than enough people out there who will pay if they know you exist. God, 7 minutes, how do we get there? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna duck for a minute. First, this slide is meant to get you thinking. Okay. What am I talking about here? Okay. It's not about two-tier, and I applaud the work that the AAPi is doing. We deserve a higher rebate as a whole profession, and we deserve equity as a whole profession, and I say that beyond psychology also, because I have mental health social workers and mental health OTs on my team whose clients get a much lower rebate than what I get as a clinical psych, or my clients get as a clinical psych. It's not about the rebate. The rebate is the client's concern, not yours. Your fee needs to be what your fee needs to be to run a sustainable business. Okay? The rebate is the client's concern, not yours. So keep your mind out of other people's wallets. Stop worrying about what people will prioritise their spending on. Stop worrying about whether or not people can afford your service. There are more than enough people who can. They just need to know you exist.
I'm thirsty. Okay, time is not money. Go for a third hand. It's more valuable. Oh, you're really, thanks Imogen. Hand for Imogen, who has been amazing. You're really thinking. So time is more valuable because your time is, thank you, your time is a saleable product, right? Still need a third hand. So if you're charging less because you're doing telehealth from home and your overheads are lower, no. Because you're selling your time, your skills, your qualifications, your years of going without to become the psychologist that you are now and to deliver the service that you deliver. No matter how you deliver it, you are delivering the same service as somebody who's in an ivory tower in the middle of Sydney CBD. Okay, so again, mindset. These are the mindset issues I'm talking about, right? Because these are the things that I hear clients worry about all the time, coaching clients, worrying about all of the time. And these are the things we work on. So most things are a marketing or come with a marketing solution. Oh, but Tess, I live in rural Victoria. It's all right. We just need to let people know you exist. You would have a niche audience of people who live in rural communities, and there's many of them around Australia. We need to let people know that you work with perimenopause. We need to let people know that you work with children from who've left foster care. We need to let people know that what they need is available for them to access. That's what marketing is. It's communicating, it's educating, it's psychoeducation on a grand scale, and it's something that you can do for free. Okay, that's what the power of social media is. It's an accessible tool. All your clients have social media accounts. They're just sitting, waiting with their phone in their hand to find out that you exist so that you can be the one that they go, oh my God, this person's going to get me. That's what social media is about. It's about being your real self online. It doesn't have to be airing dirty laundry. It's about communication. When we talk about communication and the power of marketing, thank you is 10 times more powerful than please. So if you park social media for a minute and think about traditional marketing, approaching GPs for referrals, please can I have your referrals, is not very powerful. Thank you for the hard work you do for our communities. We so appreciate the efforts you put into the communities that we service, and if we can help you support your patients in any way, we're here to do that for you. Thank you. So if you're starting out in private practice, a handwritten thank you note to every new referrer goes a really long way. Put private and confidential on the envelope so that they actually open it. Okay. When you are on social media, the number one thing I hear is, oh, but I'm worried about professionalism. That's bullshit. You're worried about perfectionism. That's good. It's true. I don't make this shit up. Okay, so you're worried about looking like a fool. You're worried about being criticised. Why do you think I'm in a strapless dress today? Because I don't ask my coaching clients to do anything that I'm not prepared to do myself. This is the least me thing in terms of confidence that I could think of to do to demonstrate that it's okay. Thank you. Talk about dancing queen over there. So what I'm saying about this, with all the scaffolding underneath, thank God for those women in that changing room, what I'm saying about this is it's okay to put yourself out there. It's okay to take a brave step and do something you wouldn't normally think you could do. It's okay to step outside your comfort zone and just watch as the sky stays standing. It's okay to do that. So personality is much more powerful than perfectionism. And I'll tell you why. I am watching. So if your social media profile, grid, whatever you want to call it, is perfectly curated by a wonderful social media strategist who has sold you a $2,000 a month package, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Do you know what's happening when I see that? Scrolling, 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 desperately looking for something that's interesting that makes me stop scrolling because I can't sleep. Because I'm perimenopausal. You're paying money for something that's not doing what it's intended to do. It's doing what the social media strategists intend for it to do. It's building up a grid that looks pretty and they have all their strategies and blah, 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 blah. But it's not differentiating you and your personality, your practice's personality. Your practice has a personality, whether you're a sole trader or a group practice owner. Your practice has a personality. How do we get to know that? And the whole point of the marketing is for us to get to know, like, and trust you. And we can't do that if your social media grid looks the same as everybody else's. It just doesn't work. If I see one more beige, overly curated, I'm going to scream. So all you have to do is a little bit. And I totally sucked when I started. I'm not saying I'm much better now, but I totally sucked. I just kept going, having a play, and I have the privilege of a bit of a creative background. So I used to be an actor. Who can tell? I studied photography. Love the selfies. And I'm a writer. So those things together make my social media fun because they draw on all of my creative strengths, okay? And I know that that's not true for all of you. I know it's really, really hard for a lot of you. Some of my coaching clients do not even have social media accounts at all, and they are terrified. But they are working with me on that, right? Post something simple every day. Here's a little tip, a little thing, a little bit of homework that I gave to my coaching clients. These are my brand newbie ones who don't even have social media. I said, I want you to take 5 photographs a day and store them in an album on your phone. Don't worry about posting them. So I want you all to do this. 5 photographs a day until you get better at identifying something that's going to make a great photo. And seeing in that photo something that's going to make a great post that you can write 2 or 3 sentences with. Might start with your cup of coffee in the morning. Or it might be an incredible discarded red high heel shoe that Noni found in a building site and created a great post about noticing our surroundings and mindfulness. Or it might be a beautiful photo that Patricia's friend took of her sitting with her dog, the friend's dog. And Patricia wrote a great post about trust in relationships, and Patricia's niche is relationships and family violence. So it's really easy to just build up a store of photos in your phone and just patiently, persistently present your personality. Okay, truth bomb. I'm doing a little bit of an experiment at the moment where anytime I see an advertised post or a sponsored post on Facebook or Instagram and it's a mental health service, you can bet I'm looking at their social media straight away. And what I'm seeing, profiles with 30 followers, profiles who've posted once a year over the last 6 years, if that, profiles who aren't giving us any insight into who they are and what they do, but they're spending their hard-earned money on Facebook advertising, and I don't know who's telling them to do it, but I really wish they would stop, because that's not how you build an online presence. That is just the same as you spending money, printing a whole bunch of leaflets, throwing them off the Story Bridge, hoping someone catches one. Okay, so please stop doing that. Stop panicking about having to outsource everything, because if you do it yourself, it's not difficult, it's free, and it's your personality that nobody can mimic, nobody can duplicate. All right, I'll let you off the hook now. Now what I really want you to focus on is where you could be spending some money that would actually make you money. So this is that old phrase of spending money to make money, right? An investment in your future self. So when you are a solo practitioner and you think, hoo-hoo, I can make all of those dollars myself and I don't have to spend anything because I can do it all myself because I'm a rock star, which you totally are. But the problem is the busier you get, the more money you end up leaving on the table because you can't answer every client inquiry. You can't physically chase every client that's fallen through the cracks. Okay, Damien was talking about that earlier. You can't do all of the things yourself. You can be efficient as efficient as possible. You can utilise all of the resources available to us, but there's still so much you can't do yourself, and you're overestimating how much it's going to cost you to get help. Those two things happen together. You're underestimating how much money you're leaving on the table. So if you were spending, say, $700 a month on a virtual admin support service, that's 3 and a bit clients in a month if you're only charging a couple $100 a session. Okay, 2 clients a month if you're charging recommended fee, 2 and a bit clients. So you don't need to see a ton more clients to be able to get the help you need to make you more efficient, so that you stop working every weekend robbing your family of your pleasure, the pleasure of your company. Stop working till 11 o'clock every night trying to do all your admin. Okay? Because that's the death of especially solo practitioners. That's a one-way ticket to burnout, and it worries the hell out of me when I talk to clients who are doing that. Oh my God, 0 seconds, I won't be long. Can you read the title of the book? Actually, a really good book. If you want to know about the power of mass communication, really good book. You need to make sure you've got time and scheduled time to work on your business. I call it uninterruptible time, where your phone's off, you're out of the office, no one can bother you, you're probably in a cafe. That's where I find I'm my most productive, because no one can interrupt me and someone will caffeinate me. So I get a whole lot done in a cafe. But when you're prioritising your time, always ask yourself these 2 questions. Does it have to be me, and does it have to be today? And stop trying to put out all of the spot fires of everyone else's urgencies, and make sure you've got time in your diaries every week to be working on your priorities, especially priorities for your business. As I said, a lot of this comes down to mindset. CEO mindset is what I've often talked about. I've spoken at other conferences about CEO mindset. I've run a course on CEO mindset, which is available from my website if you want it. But the biggest challenge we face as business owners is we go into business because we're really good at what we do, and we realise, wow, I could do this working for myself. And so we go from skilled clinician to novice business owner. All of a sudden, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. And we bumble along, we make mistakes, and we hope that we get some help along the way, and we get better at it. We become a skilled business owner. And then you get to be my grandmother with her legacy of being a fantastic business owner. Okay, who survived many, many challenges over the years. Last PSA, please stop doing this. Okay, the number of Medicare questions I see in Facebook groups, well, the ones that haven't banned me. There's a few. Seems if I open my mouth, apparently I'm positioning myself as an expert. Anyway, my point being, there are many, many ways to learn about Medicare. Making it up as you go is not a good way. Asking in Facebook groups is not necessarily a good way. I have a free Medicare Facebook group called Better Access and Beyond. You're welcome to join, and that is very, very orderly. There's no shit fighting in there, I'll tell you that much. We have a daily thread of questions, and daily thread, you put your question in the comments, and either myself or my assistant Jess will answer them for you. I've been doing the training since it was invented. So there's a present for you if you're paying attention. That's a $197 present for you guys. So please, either you, if you've not done the training before, or a member of your team, if you want to sign up multiple members of your team, there's a group discount, and you still get the $197 off as well. So please make use of that. I think Jess will probably kill the code at the end of next week, so please, don't make it up. The consequences will send you broke if you've been making it up and getting it wrong and get audited. Last thought. It's really normal for there to be ups and downs. Really normal. Business is not a roundabout. So it's never going to get to that point where it's going to be same, except for that sausage factory of those one-to-one clients. It's when you need to go and talk to Megan about having some courses and other things as your revenue streams, multiple revenue streams, will save your sanity, I promise. But ups and downs are normal. So if you're experiencing those, one of my main jobs as a business coach is to remind you that it is normal and to validate your experience. Because I understand, I've been there, trust me. I have made all of the mistakes, got the t-shirt and the coffee cup to go with it. That's me. Thank you, my scaffolding and I.